Hey foodies! Welcome back to my kitchen! Today, we're taking a trip to the sunny coast of Spain without leaving our homes. That's right, we're making the king of all rice dishes, a spectacular seafood paella. Forget those bland tourist trap versions you might have tried. I'm going to show you how to create a paella bursting with authentic flavor, vibrant color, and loaded with delicious seafood. It's the perfect dish to impress your friends and family. And I promise, it's easier than you think. So, grab your apron, and let's get cooking. First things first, let's talk about the heart and soul of any paella, the sofrito and the rice. The sofrito is the flavor base, and we're not cutting any corners here. You'll need a good glug of high-quality olive oil, one finely diced onion, and a couple of cloves of minced garlic. We'll also use a grated, ripe tomato. For the rice, it's crucial to use a Spanish short grain variety like bomba or clams. These grains are amazing because they can absorb 3 times their volume in liquid without getting mushy, which is key to a perfect paella. Please, no un grain or basmati rice for this one. It just won't work the same. Next up, the seafood. This is where you can really have fun and customize it to your liking. Today, I'm using a classic combination: large shrimp, mussels, clams, and some beautiful calamari rings. The key is to get the freshest seafood you can find. It makes all the difference. Before we start, make sure your mussels and clams are scrubbed clean. Discard any that are open and don't close when you tap them. For the shrimp, I like to use chalon, as the shells add a ton of flavor to the broth. We'll also need a good quality fish or seafood broth. You can make your own, but a good store-bought one works great in a pinch. And now for the magic ingredient that gives paella its iconic golden hue: saffron. You only need a small pinch of these precious threads. We're going to bloom them in a little bit of our warm broth to release their color and aroma. We'll also be using some sweet smoked paprika or pimentón dulce, which adds a lovely smoky depth that is quintessentially Spanish. Don't skip this. It's a game changer. So to recap, our main players: a good paella pan, Spanish rice, fresh seafood, a flavorful sofrito base, saffron, and smoked paprika. Got it all. Great! Let's head over to the stove. The first step is to get your paella pan over medium heat. If you don't have a paella pan, a large, wide, shallow skillet will work. Add a generous amount of olive oil, enough to coat the bottom. Once it shimmers, we're going to quickly sear our shrimp for about 30 seconds on each side. We don't want to cook them through, just get some color and flavor into the pan. Once they're pink, take them out and set them aside. We'll add them back in later. Do the same with the calamari rings. Just a quick sear, then remove and set aside. This quick searing process builds layers of flavor right from the start. Now, into that same flavorful oil, add your diced onion. Let it cook down for about 5 to 7 minutes until it's soft and translucent. We want it to almost melt into the oil. Then, add the minced garlic and cook for another minute until fragrant. Be careful not to burn the garlic. Next, it's time for our grated tomatoes. Add it to the pan and let it cook down, stirring occasionally. You'll see the mixture thicken and darken in color. This is your sofrito, and it should be rich and jammy. This step takes patience, but it's where all the deep, complex flavors come from. Once your sofrito is looking perfect, it's time to add the spices. Stir in about a teaspoon of the sweet smoked paprika and let it toast for about 30 seconds. This awakens the flavor. Now, add your rice. Pour it directly into the pan and stir everything together, making sure every grain of rice is coated in that beautiful, oily, sulfury tow mixture. We'll toast the rice like this for about a minute or 2. This step is super important as it helps the grains stay separate later on. Now for the liquid. Remember our saffron-infused broth? It's time! Pour the warm seafood broth into the pan. A good rule of thumb is a 1-to-3 ratio of rice to broth by volume. So for 1 cup of rice, you'll need 3 cups of broth. Give everything one final, gentle stir to distribute the rice evenly across the pan. And from this point on, no more stirring. I repeat, do not stir. This is how we develop the socarrat, that crispy, caramelized layer of rice at the bottom of the pan that is the most prized part of any paella. Let the paella simmer vigorously for about 10 minutes over medium-high heat. You'll see little craters forming on the surface as the rice absorbs the liquid. After about 10 minutes, reduce the heat to low. Now, it's time to arrange our seafood on top. Nestle the clams and mussels into the rice, hinged side down, so they open upwards. Arrange the seared shrimp and calamari rings artfully over the top. You can also add some sweet peas or roasted red pepper strips for extra color and flavor if you like. Cover the pan with a lid or a large piece of aluminum foil and let it cook on low for another 8 to 10 minutes. During this time, the rice will finish cooking and the clams and mussels will steam open. After about 8 minutes, peek inside. If the mussels and clams have opened and the liquid is almost completely absorbed, you're ready for the final step. If any of the shellfish haven't opened, be sure to discard them. Now, for the grand finale, creating the remove the lid. Turn the heat up to medium-high for about 60 to 90 seconds. You'll need to listen closely. You should hear a gentle crackling and sizzling sound, and you might smell a slight toasting aroma. That's the sound of the bottom layer of rice crisping up to golden perfection. Don't let it burn. Once you hear that crackle, immediately remove the pan from the heat. The final and perhaps most crucial step is to let the paella rest. Cover it again with foil or a clean kitchen towel and let it sit off the heat for at least 5 to 10 minutes. This allows the flavors to melt together and the last bit of moisture to be absorbed by the rice, finishing the cooking process perfectly. Don't be tempted to dig in right away. This resting period is essential. And there you have it, a stunning homemade seafood paella. Look at those vibrant colors, the plump seafood, the perfectly cooked rice. To serve, bring the whole pan to the table. Garnish with some fresh parsley and lemon wedges. The lemon juice really brightens up all the flavors. The best way to eat it is straight from the pan, making sure everyone gets a bit of that crispy socarrat from the bottom. Making paella isn't just about following a recipe. It's an event. It's about bringing people together to share a delicious, communal meal. I hope this guide has demystified the process for you and inspired you to give it a try. It truly is one of the most rewarding dishes you can make. Thank you so much for cooking along with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more delicious recipes. Let me know in the comments if you make it. Until next time, happy cooking!